Welcome back to the 504 Core podcast. We're with Jacques Brechtel today, big UFC guy.
The
You
biggest.
know, the biggest, yeah, the biggest and the best. We were just talking about this guy, Robulus Despagne. I don't even know how to say his last name, so
We're gonna
it's
butcher
probably
names here, but we'll
yeah.
learn
So
him. We'll learn him as I haven't heard him on the commentary side yet, so I don't know. But I've heard talks of this guy. Didn't his last three fights? I think have lasted like 19 seconds or something like that.
yeah, to combine.
Yeah,
So
and he's a heavyweight, but he's not. He's lean as hell. I mean, but what is he? He's 6'8". He's probably got the longest. Yeah, what they said, the
is he
longest.
6'8"? I didn't even realize he's
He's
that
six foot
tall.
eight. He's
What?
ginormous, and he's a dude. Somebody that big should not be allowed to be that good at taekwondo, like to
It's
jump around and shit like that. But there he is, and his opponent, Josh Parzan. I have actually no clue who this dude is. I'll be honest with you. A
I
lot of
mean,
people they got stats
it
on
might
him.
be a layup. It might be a layup fight. Like
It could be a layup fight.
I
But I
don't know.
would,
I don't know too many guys in the UFC who are 15-7. There's not
yeah,
too
and
many of those guys.
also I was I was telling Mike just earlier. A lot of these fights, a lot of these early fights, what it's looking like for Robles is they're all going to be pretty much layups, unless they just throw him give him the Darren Till treatment and throw him to the ringer immediately. Because I mean, think about the heavyweight division as a whole right now. You got John Jones sitting at the top. He tore his pec. He's just holding that. Stipe's waiting to fight him, aging. Uh, the interim champ is Tom Aspinall, who's like calling out but not calling out Jones, and we don't. And people were talking about Alex Pieta moving up to heavyweight, this, that, blah, blah. So the heavyweight division is, and I mean, with Francis leaving, that was a big, kind of a shot in the foot by the UFC, but he's definitely, hopefully, will be an interesting candidate for the heavyweight division. Or what if he just gets knocked out?
This guy, dude, that'd be crazy.
I don't think he will. I say
Dude,
put the house on, put
I,
the house on.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's a massive favorite, minus 360. So I don't think there's much value. But yeah, dude, this has the longest reach in UFC history, which is insane.
What is it?
87 inches.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he's got an 8-inch reach on this guy.
Oh my God, he could
Yeah,
hug two of me.
yeah, and then, dude, he's 35 years old. That's kind of crazy. Making your
What?
debut at 30, yeah, making your debut at 35. That's kind of
Where did he
crazy.
fight before? I forgot.
Dude, I don't know. I think he was just like one of those like classic
He
Olympic
reminds
guys
me
who
of the
just dominated people, and then
he
he just
reminds me of the
never.
PFL guy. I mean, he is from Cuba, so maybe he was
Yeah,
fighting for freedom or something. I don't know what goes on over there.
he wasn't fighting men. He was fighting for freedom.
I mean, dude, that's where they made Yoel Romero in a Soviet lab.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Romero's pretty old too. He didn't have his
Yeah, he's
debut.
an ageless wonder. He didn't he fight recently?
Yeah, that's all. I think Dom or someone in the group chat sent the PFL and it just had
He's
Romero, and I'm like, oh, look at that, and then like Aaron
good.
Pico.
He's good.
But yeah,
I love Yoel. I like that story that Rogan has about like how they sent him to a UFC doctor and like this guy was made in a lab. His face is bulletproof. His orbital is healed in 3 days or some crazy
yeah,
shit.
no, it's yeah, the Cubans are made different. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So
I'm very excited about that fight.
yeah,
Also,
that
all right,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to move on to the next one.
No. What were we gonna say?
Oh, nothing. I wanted to move on to the next one because I've seen this guy live, Michelle Pieta.
He's too much for me.
Dude, I love him.
He's way too much for me.
I like who was he fighting? He did a backflip either on someone's face while they were on the ground or on their groin, or he did it. I think he did it twice. He's wild, but I mean, that's a guaranteed. Like, you're not going to be bored watching that fight.
Yeah. No, like 'cause I remember like he did like this like palm thing, and he's like, I'm gonna hit you, and then he hit him, and then like he like freaking went off. I'm like, dude, like this is.
I mean, well,
I just like hate when fighters like it's like an old man by saying it's really they're goofing off and shit, and then like
hey, you could pray on his downfall.
yeah, well, like that's
Then
why
you'll
I'm
be a real grumpy old man whenever he wins.
yeah, but I mean like just like when guys do that, it's like I don't know. I just hope to get caught. That's all. Like it just
That's what people hope. But whenever they don't do it, it's like, damn, that was cool. Max
yeah.
Holloway was teaching Brian Ortega.
But
How
dude,
to
that is
block.
different. That is different than like him doing a backflip off a cage and not landing anything.
Yeah,
Like
whatever.
him like bobbing and
He's
weaving,
landing something. He's his a foot hits, a toe hits something. He
Yeah, but
definitely swishes air at him. That probably affects him.
yeah,
Throws it out.
this guy is like entertaining, but like yeah, just I think he's a little too much. But he's a favorite. I don't know the guy's fighting. Another name I cannot pronounce or nor will I attempt.
I can't. Was Michelle ranked at one point? Or am I tripping?
I don't know. He's 29-11, so he's got some losses built up. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not sure. But
He's
dude, this is a good
he's old
card.
too. I feel like he's
Pereira.
40. Yeah.
Oh no, he's 30.
Oh, he's 30. What the hell?
Yeah, no, he's like just entering his prime. So,
Interesting.
um,
I thought he was
yeah,
older.
this card's pretty stacked. I mean, like I know majority of the names on here. And then we were talking about Kutalaba. That guy's insane. He's fighting.
Dude, his weigh-ins are fun too.
He's fighting Felipe Lins. Have you seen Lins fight? I've never seen Lins fight.
I have not.
Dude, there's so many guys now. Like it's kind of insane.
Kutalaba, dude, that's crazy. I mean, at one point, Kutalaba was fighting Ankalaev. Remember they had that whole thing?
Yeah, well, it ended weird, didn't it?
It ended weird, and it was because Kutalaba was kind of acting like he was stumbled or something, and he really wasn't. But then I believe the next fight.
And then Kutelaba got knocked out. Ankalaev knocked him out the second time. I do remember that.
Knocked him out clean.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, Kutelaba, these guys are psychopaths. Like Dana just looked at the card and was like, "Oh, let's stack all the craziest people together." But yeah, Kutelaba, I'm excited for that fight. Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips. I've seen Kyler Phillips fight a couple times. The dude's scrappy.
Yeah, Kyler Phillips. He's trying to enter the rankings. It seems with this fight. I do remember when Munoz weren't. Yeah, whenever him and O'Malley fought, didn't that end weird?
No, I think it was just more boring, wasn't it? One of the more spectrum of more boring than like weird.
I'm trying to see. I'm actually looking at the stats right now.
It might have been.
It just said the method.
No contest.
Yeah,
Was it an eye poke maybe?
Oh yeah, it was that freaking eye poke.
But
Sean
I remember
O'Malley has a weird record too. He's technically undefeated, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I remember watching the Munoz fight. And it was just super slow. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, and then the eye poke happened, and I was like, okay, that does ring familiar. But Munoz is pretty good. I mean, let's see. He lost to Aldo, lost to Cruz. But I just like I feel like every time I watch him, he does put up good fights. So this is a good test for both guys, really. Kyler Phillips is on the come up. He's a -220. It's a pretty decent sized favorite. So we're just gonna quickly go through all the fights and then like do quick predictions at the end at the end of the pod. But and then you got Gamrot versus Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos going back down to lightweight. He flirted with welterweight for a little while, didn't he?
Yeah. Dude, sometimes I forget that he's still there, but he's waiting for that red panty day, I guess. Because
he's kind of a gatekeeper a little bit.
He is a gatekeeper, and he's a damn good one. I mean, he held the strap at one point. But who did Gamrot fight last? He got beat up.
Gamrot looked really good last time, I think.
I thought he
Fazeev. He knocked him out in the second round.
Yeah,
it was a fight night headline, and he knocked him out. Yeah, I remember watching. I was like, damn, because Fazeev fought Gaethje.
Who am I thinking of that got? Maybe I'm just thinking of another Polish guy or a Georgian.
He beat Jalen Turner in decision. He lost to Dariush. He actually beat that guy that's fighting Oliveira, Armand. I don't know his name.
Oh, Saryukian.
Yeah, the guy who just beat Dariush. Yeah, that guy's really good. He beat him too, and then he beat some other guy, Diego Ferreira.
Oh, I'm thinking of Giga Chikadze. That's who I'm thinking of, not freaking Gamrot. I was like, it was killing me. I was like, who was supposed to be that new guy who was tearing everybody up, and he got his ass beat, and it was Chikadze. I remember he got his face rearranged.
Gamrot's yeah, I mean, dude, this is
Gamrot's been that guy that people have been talking about too, though. Like he's one of the next ones of the newer lightweights. I mean, and we got another big lightweight fight that we'll come up to later. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a big favorite.
he is. I mean, yeah, he's the younger guy on the come up. It's kind of interesting that he took RDA ranked at 11.
Probably no one wants to fight him. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
who
that
would
has
fight
been a
him.
thing for him. Not people have not been wanting to fight him. He's kind of been ducked a good bit.
I mean, he's kind of in a weird place because like he's not. I would think like him and Poirier would be a good match.
I want to. I hate to say this, but I want to say that I think I heard Poirier was ducking. I mean, the whole lightweight division was ducking him, and I mean he's ranked. I feel like he's kind of been sitting at 6 for a little while, or at least in that area.
But like if he wins this fight and then maybe one other, like he's gonna get a title shot. There's
Oh,
no
for
doubt about
sure.
it. But like no one's talking about it.
I mean, if he puts a good victory on this one, it'll be talked about. I mean, people will have no choice. He's going to be. I mean, if people are already talking about Ian Gary possibly being a future champion contender, and like I'm not saying it's too early. He looked great in his last fights, or all of his fights, but it's just if we're going to talk about Ian Gary, we're going to talk about Gamrot too.
Yeah, I mean Gamrot's 23-2, so he's got the numbers. I mean he's like I said, he beats Dos and then maybe one other guy, and then you're looking at a title fight for that guy. Like there's just so many guys in lightweight, heavyweight, like that are just like sitting on like the edge,
Yeah,
just waiting for that. But like the talent pool on these are insane. But yeah, we'll move on to the next one. A women's fight: Macy Barber versus Caitlin's what?
Nothing.
Macy Barber versus Caitlin Sermirani. I don't even know how to say her name. Did she change her name?
I don't know.
Did she get married or something?
Probably. That is how things work usually. But I mean,
Usually.
if I'm just guessing here. But yeah, I remember Barbara's last fight. She looked good. Who she? Oh yeah, Rebos. She was it her TKO?
Full disclosure,
No,
I haven't watched a women's fight in like over a year, so I'll just be completely
I thought
honest.
Rebos was your girl, bro.
I know I like Rebus, but I haven't watched a fight. They just doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. I'll watch like Amanda Nunes or Svinchenko. I watched Svinchenko lose her last fight, but other than that,
Yeah,
I think that was a year ago. Like I think that was the last one. Then before that was probably like Nunes. Like I just can't get into it. So big UFC guy just can't get into the women's fighting. That's just
what's that say about you as a person?
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't want to watch girls beat each other up. That's
yeah, that's it. Speaking of girls beating each other up, Blades versus Jonathan Almeida.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
They'd kill all of us. But that's an interesting one. Almeida's been the dude on his way up. He's kind of been a boogeyman of the division as well, coming in. What do you think?
Well, didn't this guy just fight Derek Lewis and lay on top of him for like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And everyone was just bitching.
That was actually funny. I watched that. I was on a freaking bachelor trip in Louisville, and we were watching that fight. I can't remember what fight was right before that. It was good though. But we were on a trip to Louisville, so like we went on a whiskey tour that day. I was absolutely gone, so it was hard for me to remember it. But I do remember that fight because they were watching LSU play. Sorry, I know this is the 5, but I don't give a shit about LSU. They were watching the LSU game. I was like, all right, turn this shit off. Let's put the fight on. And yeah, I kind of some dudes got up and left, but they just sat there and watched Jonathan lay on Lewis for 25 minutes. But shit, Lewis's special power is supposed to be the stand-up MMA. Usually he would make jokes about that. He's like, how does jiu-jitsu and wrestling work when I just stand up?
Yeah, he's like, why do you need jiu-jitsu? Just stand up. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, can't argue that, Derek. So, but yeah, no, I remember watching that for like, I had it on for like, I think I watched like the first 2 rounds, and after that, I'm like, it's gonna be the same thing every time.
I kept watching it, hoping that because because it was like, all right, the start of every round, Lewis is a bomb.
Well, I'm at the point with Derek Lewis now where it's like he wins enough to keep you like engaged with him.
And he has good wins.
Yeah, he has good wins, but like he'll lose like 2 or 3, and then you'd be like, okay, that's it for Derek Lewis. I'm writing him off. And then like next thing you know, he'll knock out someone like viciously, and you're like, all right, I'm back in. And then it's like He'll
And
knock
you
out
can,
on someone else, and then he'll just lose 3 more. It's like, okay. He does just enough for where you're like, I'm engaged with you. Like, seriously.
I mean, yeah, and plus is, I mean, he's a funny guy. He's entertaining. People are
Oh, I
just
mean, I'll always watch him. But I'm just saying, like, at the point where you're like, I'm ready to like quit on Derek Lewis, like he just gets a massive win on somebody. So like,
what do you
it seems
see in
like he's
like his future?
just keep doing what he's doing, win like 2 out of 3,
A
and
gatekeeper type, I think. Some
yeah,
maybe
well,
not. Honest. Well, yeah, no, he would. Yeah, he'd be just a gatekeeper, I guess. But
I don't ever see a title fight like the
after, I mean,
heavyweight
after
division is
he
too
almost,
packed.
yeah, it's getting good. It's like the heavyweight division's getting a lot. I mean, when you got Cyril Gane, John Jones, and now just the health of these guys and who's fighting. It's just the state of the championship that's a little messed up. It's almost like the curse of the light heavyweight champion like followed the heavyweight one.
Gone and Lewis have fought, huh? Didn't Gone dismantle
Yeah,
him?
yeah,
Yeah.
dismantled them.
I'm trying to think who would fight like Lewis. I guess
Yeah, I
like
feel like he'd
up
be.
and coming guys, like the
Yeah,
guy
he'd
he
be.
just fought.
I feel like he'd just be kind of a gatekeeper because he even said like he's not the most like trained. I mean, he's good. Clearly, he's got talent.
Oh, he's
But
elite, but he's not like
yeah, he
top
would he
5.
he
Like,
he would say this himself. He's like, all you guys have been training your whole life, letting me beat y'all. Like, what's y'all's problem? Like, he's just there for a check, and he likes to knock people out,
yeah, no,
and he's damn good at it. So let him do what he does. I'll watch every single one of his fights. But
yeah,
anyway,
no. I'll
Jonathan.
always watch his fights, but I'm just saying, like, to keep him like when people talk title shots, it's like
Hey,
he's
it's
kind of
also
past that
funny.
point.
We went on this Derek Lewis rant. Meanwhile, the opponent of Jonathan is going to be Curtis Blades, who I mean, we all remember what happened with that when.
Exactly. Curtis Blades went into that fight like minus 300 or 400. He was a massive favorite. Next thing you know, like he's
He's
like looking
out.
down, and then he's out, and it's
It
like,
was
oh my god,
bad.
like Derek
This
Lewis is
fight's
back.
this fight's set evenly. Honestly, I think it's going to be just judging on Johnson's last fight and the way that Blades usually likes to fight. It might be a little wrestling match, maybe some
I don't
grounding.
know. I kind of think like it's gonna get offset. I think both these guys are like too good at wrestling that like it's just gonna be standing. Like
That is
who
all. I mentioned that last podcast because that does tend to happen sometimes, but uh, that's what I thought. I remember. I mean, I said I thought Marab was going to win by a boring decision. I was very wrong. He fucking carried Henry Cejudo around, and didn't he drop him in front of Mark Zuckerberg? He's like, "Look, Mark,
Marab's very underratedly
I like
funny.
Marab. He
Yeah,
he won me with that fight. I like Marab a lot."
yeah. But no, like obviously Styles makes fights. So like if you have two wrestlers, like everyone's gonna be like, oh, I can't believe they're standing. It's like maybe
Oh no, I usually like I'll try to predict like, oh, they're probably just gonna wrestle this whole time. But if they start wrestling, if they start striking, it sounds like a cheap like buyout. But I'm just like, yeah, I also could see this happening. Like I know why they're standing. Like they don't want to wrestle each other.
I wonder what
If
the
they-
odds are for it to go to distance. I bet it's favored. I bet it's favored.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So if you want to make a risky bet,
A
but
risky bet.
I mean, what do you think?
I think they're gonna try and strike with each other, and I think it's gonna be a
For
boring fight.
15 minutes?
Yeah, because like I think both guys are so elite at grappling. I don't know. Is this Almeida guy really that elite at grappling, or is it just because it was Derek Lewis? That's like something you got to ask yourself and be wary. Like when you
That
look
is
at
true.
stuff like this, it's like okay, he looked amazing grappling, but is he really that good of a grappler if he's just controlling Derek Lewis the entire time? Like I don't know.
Hey,
I know Curtis Blades is a great wrestler. I do know that. But like when you
man, didn't
betting
Curtis Blades? Didn't he? I can't remember how the fight went exactly with Lewis, but I'm pretty sure he had him down for like the first round, and then like he went to engage, in a clinch or something, and Lewis caught him with that uppercut, and it was game over. But I want to say he had.
he knocked him out early in the second round.
Yeah, it was
Like
early. It was yeah. That's what. Whenever he fought Jonathan, that's what I was waiting for. I was just waiting for the start of the round, so Derek would be on his feet and hopefully connect with that one punch. But 25 minutes later, he did not.
yeah, I'm like looking at his like past fights. I saw he knocked out Aspinall, and then I was like, wait a second. It was like 15 seconds, and that's the fight towards ACL, I think. So that doesn't really count. But
Yeah.
he beat Pavlovich. That's kind of or no, he lost to Pavlovich. Okay, yeah. Pavlich is pretty damn good. Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's an interesting fight. I don't know if that's going to be a fun fight or just the most boring fight of all time. I feel like there's nothing in between with that fight.
Yeah, it'll be
Like
one of the two. Who
you
knows?
think
Maybe Jonathan puts him to sleep.
well, like I think it's either gonna be a knockout or like they're gonna try and shoot on each other and like seldomly strike. That's
Mhm.
like what I think is gonna happen. But like, yeah, I can't see Curtis Blades having a banger with Almeida on this fight. I just don't
Yeah.
see it. But we'll see. I mean, both are big guys. Both seem like they got
Now,
knockout power. So
moving on to the main card,
Peter
Jan,
Yan's back, baby.
dude. Now let's talk about our boy Piotr. Um, what he's? I mean, the butterfly effect of that knee to the fucking head
Oh my god.
is just. Does he break it? Because he's got
Yeah.
a tough match again. You think? I
Yeah.
hope
He's
so.
good. He's damn good. Like there's no doubt about it. Like one of the best boxers in the sport.
What do you think about the
His
O'Malley fight with him?
like the decision.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a wrong decision. I think he could have gone either way. Like some of these fights, so many of these fights are so close, but like, and then there's like other fights where just like, how did you even give that to
That's
that
kind of
guy?
how it's. I mean, it's not off. It's off subject, but it's just that's how I felt about what was the recent one? Dreykus versus Strickland. I had it Strickland, but I could see how the judges would judge it the other way. And I remember talking to some kids. They're like, "No, it was Strickland." Clearly, I was like, it wasn't that clear. It wasn't that.
Yeah,
You can't sit there and say, "Oh, obviously it was Strickland." It was like, no, you gotta sit there and like say like that's a tough one. Like that
I get more infuriated with the judges scoring being all over the place because like
oh yeah,
that's like the most infuriating thing. Like,
inconsistency and I mean the
yeah,
judges.
if you do it 3-2, okay, cool. But like if you some judges are like 4-1 or like 5-0, it's like damn, dude, like come on, like I don't know. They need more judges. Like 3 judges, they need at least 5.
They need
Like
more
they need.
judges and a reevaluation of them.
I would say they need a fan judge, but then I'm like, nah, gambling's influence on it now is just way too prevalent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they need at least 5 judges, and I don't see why they couldn't have 5 judges as compared to 3.
Have you
Like,
ever heard the concept of like the idea of getting former fighters like as judges and how people have kind of dismissed it?
yeah, but then you're dealing with brain damage.
Not well, hey. Not only that, but like they would have a bias towards styles usually. If you had Khabib judging,
Oh yeah,
judging there,
no,
and he's just like, and some dude lays on a guy for 20. I mean, yeah, you're gonna give him 10-8s, every round if the other guy does absolutely nothing. But you know how if a guy has 2.5 minutes of control time, or let's say, yeah, no,
you know
let's
what
say
they should do? You
five
know what they
minutes of
should?
control
You know
time.
what they should honestly do? They should take the refs and use them as a judge.
They
Like
could.
okay, so like Goddard does a match and then he immediately just goes right to a
And
refing role.
the refs are right there too. They could have but then again, I don't know. I really don't because I mean the whole concept of judging in MMA fight and judging it. Apologies, but we'll cut that out. But judging it based off of the boxing scoring, the 10-8s, 10-9s, there's too much shit going on for it to just be that simple. How does and what do you think of like judging round by round versus judging the whole fight? How PFL does.
I would do the whole round or every round. I think that's
Round by
better.
round. Would you keep
Yeah.
it like 10-8, 10-9 scale?
Yeah. Like, what's the alternative?
We don't have one.
Well, yeah.
But
So like,
we got big
I'm
brain.
not
No, but here's
innovative.
the thing. We put man on the moon. We can figure out another fucking scoring method than a 10-8, 10-9. It can't be that hard. Sorry, I got shit to do. But I mean, dude, they got people they can hire. Dana White clearly has money. God.
No way. I don't know what it would be. Instead of that, like, just add 2 more judges. Like, you obviously have to have an odd number of judges. So just add more judges. I think that would fix a lot of problems because you can't. The amount of times, like, there's at least one fight on every card if it goes to decision where I'm seeing comments with like someone got robbed, and I see like 5,000 likes on that comment. It's like, okay, well, 5,000 people are liking this comment. Like, there's clearly some kind of, you know, I don't know. I just think there needs to be more judges.
Let it be like American Idol and let the
Bro,
fans.
you don't even have to pay judges that much. You get to sit fucking octagon side for free. Like I would do it for free. Those tickets are worth $30,000. Like you don't have to pay these judges much.
Yeah, but do it. No one's gonna do it for free though.
I'd do it for free. Shit.
Yeah,
Go
you would do it for free because you get to sit front row. And but like,
exactly, dude. Amount of just pay for my travel and hotels, and I'll do it for free. There's so many people that would do it for free.
do
It's
you
not like
want to be
it's
a
not like a
judge? Do you
financial
really want to
thing.
be a judge though? You want that stress on your back?
Yeah, I don't care. Dude,
Well,
just judge it fairly. It's not like
it's dude, dude. I know we're sitting here on our high horses. It ain't that easy though. You can't
no,
just.
it's not easy, but like I'm gonna get like you're just giving an opinion, and then you got
I'll give the judges their credit. And like I know their job is hard, but also there are some cases where it's not that hard, and then they make it hard for themselves.
yeah.
But
No,
you
but I
never.
mean like okay, so like you say like oh fall on your shoulders. What's like okay, well if it's a 3-2 judge, judgment, then you get there's two other people that are gonna get blamed for that too. So I just think it's better than three. Like I know Sal whatever his name is. That's like the only
Aldamato.
yeah. I always hear his name. Like that's but it is what it is. Hopefully they fix it. It seems, I mean, the sport's obviously evolving. Whether it's like fight skill or just whatever. So,
I mean,
I think,
I've heard talk of a 165 division.
dude. I want to get
I
your
know,
thoughts on this. Every
I
10
know, I
pounds,
know
do you
you.
like
I know.
that?
I
I
don't
hate it.
know. I mean, I think the scaling is weird, but like, who's gonna fight in the 165? You're just gonna split up the lightweight division, really. Maybe the welterweight division, but I don't know. I could see a lot of guys going to 165, maybe.
Dude,
From like,
you're gonna have guys with 3 titles, and then it's gonna get so watered down. It's gonna become boxing, and
yeah,
it's gonna get so watered down. And
break
everyone's
it.
like,
All
oh,
right,
the
fine.
weight
Break it
cutting.
up into 3 weight classes.
Yeah.
There's heavyweights,
Flyweights and
middleweights, and
middleweights.
then flyweights. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing. We're gonna have huge scales.
yeah, no, but I don't like it. And then it's like, oh, the weight cutting. It's like, okay, well, just go on the extra 15 pounds. Like if 10 pounds is really that much, like just go up an extra 5. So I don't know. Just
Yeah,
I
people
know
gonna
Rogan likes it. I know Rogan wants to every 10 pounds, but I just don't want it to get like boxing because like boxing has gotten so watered down.
they won't add more. If they're gonna add a new division, add a super heavyweight. I want to see big boys.
Yeah, no, they're honestly you don't even have to add a super heavyweight. Just don't have a weight limit on heavyweights.
True.
Like
Could also dude, give me a women's heavyweight division, bro. So you want
who
me to start watching I sent y'all something. It was that like I don't know what the sport is, but it's something where girls hoist each other up, and it's that girl from Baylor, and she kind of went viral. Dude, her thighs, bro. She looks like she squats 500 pounds. Put her in the fucking octagon. I will
versus like
watch the hell.
I'll watch Kayla Harrison. Isn't she fighting soon?
She is fighting. Oh, I think she's fighting on 300.
I'll watch her. Yeah, she's
She's
good.
fighting Pena, I believe. No, I'm tripping. She's fighting what's her name? Holly Holm, the preacher's daughter.
This is why we got the internet.
Yeah, she's fighting Holly Holm.
Interesting. Yeah, she's minus 475. God dang.
But yeah, all right, we went off on a tangent. Piotr Jan.
Yeah, Purity Yan's long gone. Yeah, no, I'm taking Yan. Screw it. He's best boxer, or not best boxer, one of the best boxers in the UFC. Just don't overthink it. Song or Dong or grappler? What is he?
He's a striker.
Yeah, no, don't overthink it.
He's had some submissions though.
Who's he beaten?
Let's see.
He beat someone popular last time. Oh no, never mind. Oh, he beat Ricky Simon.
I believe he's Uriah Faber's guy too, and I think Uriah.
He lost to Sanhagen. He beat Marias. That's the fight I watched.
Wasn't that the one that retired him?
Marias was getting KO'd the last like 10 fights he had. What?
Was that the one that retired him? Retired him, but from the UFC anyway.
No, okay. I'm gonna read you this. He lost to Dariush TKO. This is Marlon Moraes. He lost to Dariush, second round KO/TKO. Yadong lost to him KO/TKO in the first round. Lost to another Moraes. KO in the third round. This guy I never even heard of. Brendan something. He's got a belt around his shoulder though. It might be in another. It's in the PFL. Lost
Yeah,
KO.
he's in the PFL. I don't know why because it was whenever Yudong knocked him out the first round. He was like, "All right, I'm retiring."
Yeah, and then he
And,
had he had 3 other KO losses after that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. And
and
they
then
were on the
I'm
PFL.
not retiring. I'm going to the PFL now.
Marias was a big dude. Like he was kind of a tweener because he was
Yeah,
a bantamweight. He definitely could have gone up, but dude, that dude was jacked. Like, but him in his prime, like he was
he was that
beating the
guy.
shit out. He was beating the shit out of Cejudo for like a round and a half, and then he gassed
Mhm.
out so hard. So, but yeah, no, he had a pretty tough downfall. But Song Yudong hasn't really beaten anyone top notch.
This will be his test.
No, this is definitely a good
But
test for
man,
him.
I hope Jan just eats him up.
Yeah, no, I want Jan back. The
Yeah.
sport's better when Peter Jan's just being
I'm
Peter
glad they
Yan.
got him as a favorite. I'm just so scared of that curse. I feel like it's like I don't know. I'm just thinking. I get too superstitious with this, but I think he pulls it off.
Wait, so let's see. I mean, it's not really.
You know
Well,
how many
he
fights
beat
Udong has?
Sandhagen. He beat Sandhagen.
You know how many
The
fights
fight
Udong? He has like 29 fights.
Yadong.
Yeah,
How old is he?
he came to the UFC when he was 19. He's not that old. He's
Dude,
probably like
he's 26. Damn.
yeah,
Dude,
he's
coming to
my
the, can you imagine being 19 and just fighting like
grown men.
yeah, that's wild.
My dad knew a guy who was a minor league hockey player, and they had him on the team just because he could skate and fight. And he had to like in minor league hockey, that's all they do. He had to fight like they had a tournament. He had to fight like this 45-year-old dude specifically for like 3 days.
It's like the movie Goon. Like
Yeah,
started
it's
based
just
off him.
brain
Yeah.
damage, dude. They didn't give a shit back then.
Yeah. Not surprised. But yeah, all right, we'll go with Jan on that one. We're both Jan guys, so why
But
not?
and I hope Jan by KO. I'll see
All
it.
right. Gilbert Burns underdog versus Jack Della Maddalena.
Interesting underdog, an interesting take on the fight. Dude, there's a lot of interesting dogs on this card.
I know. Good value.
I mean, yeah,
UFC is all about value. It's not about like who the better guy is. Well, I mean,
it never
it
is.
obviously is, but no, but like if the value is really close and you have like an elite guy, like always just take the value. Like even if you don't think they win, because like a lot of times, knock them out, submit them, whatever it may be. You just kind of rely on these guys like traits. Like Gilbert Burns' jiu-jitsu is really, really good. His striking isn't bad. So like
He also had a
the
nice
value's there.
fight. He had a nice fight against Hamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, no, I mean like Gilbert Burns is no slouch at all. And then
Why are they dogging him? I don't understand that.
let's see the other dude. I've watched the other dude fight a couple times. Let's see. He beat Kevin Holland.
Oh, I
Beat
know
Randy
why.
Brown. I
I
like
know
Randy
why. It's
Brown.
because he lost to freaking Bilal.
But this dude's been submission, decision. So this would be one of the fights I would take to go the distance. That would be like one. If I had to bet this, that's what I would do. This dude's 27. He looks like he's 47.
Yeah, he's from Australia. Some
Yeah,
shit
he's
down there.
fighting crocodiles when he wakes up.
It's actually not true. Apparently, if you ask any Australians what they think of Americans, they just call us fat. They're all actually very fit and hot down there.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like 15 people that live there, but yeah, I mean, is it untrue that Americans are fat? So yeah, yeah, no, but I mean, who you got in that fight, Burns or the other dude?
Honestly, I want to go with Burns, just because I feel like it's insulting.
Insulting. I've never seen the other dude like fight. Like I don't.
He fought Holland.
Yeah, I think I watched that one, but I was like, I don't know, I wasn't that impressed.
was a split decision. So I mean, one judge thought that he won. It wasn't. It was, it
More
was a good fight.
judges. Need more
Well,
judges.
more judges, perhaps. We'll see
All
how
right.
split it would be then.
Well, that one's interesting. Close odds. Yeah, I'm in Burns. I always like Burns. So
I don't see the odds here, but I know.
plus 150 for Burns, minus 180 for the other dude. So
Oh no, I'm talking about. I'm actually on UFC's official website, so these odds aren't even probably right, but they don't have odds for Kevin Holland versus the debut of Michael Venom Page.
Michael Page is plus 115. That is really good value. I would
Take
think.
MVP.
Yeah, if you were to bet it, I would take MVP all day. I was kind of thinking Holland would be bigger, but he's only an inch taller, and the reach is only 2 inches longer. So I don't know. Page is really damn good. Page only lost because he was screwing around on one of those fights.
He screws around a lot of those fights.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it's annoying. Like it's cool at times, but then it's just like annoying at other times. Like I kind of like that he got caught.
Whose face did he break? He broke some dude's face so
Broke
bad.
like two guys. He broke that guy's nose like really really bad, and then
He
broke
broke
that
his
other
like
dude's
skull like right here. And whenever they brought him to the doctor, they're like, "Yeah, we usually see this in car accident victims." And
Yeah.
he was and after he did it, he put on the damn Pokemon hat or whatever and threw a Pokeball and did like that. It's like the dude's like internally bleeding behind you.
The dude is dead behind you.
Yeah, he's fucking deceased.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, you see stuff like that and you're like, why does anyone want to be a fighter?
But I'm really excited for that one, especially just because I mean I've been knowing MVP for a while, and I'd be like, man, I'd really love to see him in the UFC. And who is he fighting his first fight? None other than Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
The
No, I
Trailblazer,
mean,
the big mouth.
yeah, I mean, if you're a fight fan, you know who MVP is. So I think that's probably like the most sleeper fight on this card. Like
Really?
and it's not even a sleeper fight. Like it's just the most like other than the main event, what fight do you want to watch the most?
The co-main event.
That's a good one too, but I think I'd rather watch Page versus Holland.
Oh, absolutely.
No,
I mean, well, not. I mean, I don't know about. But yeah, I will say that one. I mean, the thing about like Poirier versus Saint Denis is going to be a war, bloody war. Holland versus MVP, they're going to be doing some like it's going to be a fun fight. They're going to be maybe not fun for them, but for us it will be. Like they're going to be, hopefully MVP's doing some fucking spinning attacks and shit like that. And Kevin Holland's going to be talking shit the whole time. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, this would be a good fight to do like his typical like nonsense like screw around stuff because like Holland would be a good dance partner for this. That's for sure. But dude, did you see that guy's Poirier's opponent the staff on his forehead?
No.
You didn't see that? I saw it on Twitter. They had like because when they were taking like the UFC photos, they had like a picture of staff like on his like the upper right or upper left. I think it was upper right on his forehead.
Kevin Lee fight Tony Ferguson with staph.
Yeah, dude. If you got staph and you're on antibiotics, dude, that stuff drains you. Like,
Ooh.
I have no idea how you could fight someone on staph. Like, well, if you have staph and you're not taking antibiotics, okay, fine. But if you're taking antibiotics, like which I'm sure they are, to get evaluated, like, dude, that's tough. Like,
wow,
it's like fighting with the flu. Like, you're just drained.
Before we get to that, though, MVP, that's who we're taking.
Yeah, why not?
I think
he's not even. He's got plus 115. Yeah, it's just there's value all over this card. So just
and then now moving on, we got Poirier and Saint Denis.
Poirier plus 180, another great value.
That's wild. And
who do you lose to? He's 13-1.
He lost to Justin Gage. Oh wait, you talking about Benoit? No,
yeah.
I think he lost to somebody outside the UFC. I think he's had like 5 fights or something, and he's killed everybody. The God of War. He's a badass, though. I do like him. It was so funny how he's like, I think he was talking about how, like, at the end of one of his fights, he was like thanking us for helping them out in World War II. Which, like, yeah, but like, you're not a single fucking person in that crowd, nor me. Like, we didn't do shit. We were barely a thought. No, that's why. Like, I mean, Doug Stanhope has a good bit on that, where he's just like, we helped the French, in World War II. We did. We didn't do a fucking thing. Oh, dude. But I love that's how he thinks. He's an ex like French special forces or something. So
This
he's just
guy
got,
is?
yeah, dude.
I had no idea.
And yeah, he's a bad motherfucker, which is what is he looks crazy, dude.
He does look crazy.
I'm looking at his face. The stare he's got going on is wild. But yeah, he beat Matt Frivola. I think I mentioned him.
But he doesn't have like a signature win. So like obviously this is the biggest
No,
step
this
up.
is the big. I mean, it's crazy and it's insane that Poirier took it, but that just
Yeah, I was
shows.
literally about to say that. Why is he taking that? Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like him and Gamrot would be the fight, but like I guess this guy's up and coming. He's like, screw it, I'll take someone who hasn't faced the competition. So I mean, if Poirier does this, I don't know.
I do have a little inside information apparently.
All right, let's hear it.
They're saying Poirier's kind of like I don't know, like
on the way out.
The family's not wanting him to fight.
Oh, he just can't let it go.
Like, but I think I don't know. I'm not close to the situation. I don't know what's going on, but they're like, I think some people disagreed with him taking this fight, and from what I am hearing,
like coaches or family,
something like that. But well, I mean, this is a risky fight for him to take, though, to take on the number 12 dude ranked 3. This is a Sean Strickland move. This is exactly what he did with Pieta, but Pieta was way more of a boogeyman than Benoit. Benoit's for sure like a boogeyman, but Pieta had that win over the champion under his belt already. 2 of them.
But if Poirier beats this guy, I mean, holy shit, he's beaten like just about every lightweight except Khabib and Oliveira. Like who else? And Islam. Those 3 guys are like the only
currently. I mean, well, he recently lost to Gaethje, but they're 1-1.
But he already beat. Yeah, I'm saying he already beat. He literally was beating everybody except those 3 guys. Like he's beaten Conor twice. He's beaten Gaethje. He's literally beaten just about everyone except Islam, Oliveira, and Khabib. And he almost beat Khabib. Like I'm not saying he's in GOAT conversation, but he's right there. Obviously, like he's definitely Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah,
but like if he has this dude to the resume, like damn.
This will shut Benoit up though. Like I mean, that'll kind of derail his hype at least for now.
Yeah, he beat Chandler too, another guy. Like he's literally fought everyone. He beat Holloway. Like damn, like. But if he beats this dude, like he might have the most like. I mean, it's hard to beat John Jones' resume, but like just a level. I think Poirier's level of competition over the years is like higher than what John Jones has gone through because the lightweight division, the past 5 years.
No, that's the truth. I mean, that's fighters evolving. Whenever the MMA in general is only so old, like especially on a professional level. One of the original pioneers in MMA was like Bruce Lee. They say just because he was the first one to kind of be like, oh, like this martial art isn't better than this one. It's better.
Integrated them all.
Yeah, someone knows them both. But like looking back at GSP's era, like even he said whenever they're like, who do you think is better, you or Kamaru? And like, I mean, this is while Kamaru was on top, but even still, he was like, oh, probably Kamaru because like I didn't fight guys nearly as good as he's fighting, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
But the thing about Jones is that he's beaten both eras in their respective.
Yeah, Jones is the GOAT. I'm not saying Poirier is better than Jones. I'm just saying like the resume wise, like.
And Poirier's been here a long time.
Yeah. Poirier's resume is like just from the guys. If you just stack up guys they've beaten, like he's got to be top 3 all time, if not number 1.
Those 2 McGregor wins really put him up there.
McGregor's number 1 on that list.
He had 2 red panty nights, bro.
Yeah, just get your money. But yeah, I wonder what they paid him because he's at the point where he's getting probably like $1 million a fight. Like
he got paid well, I guarantee.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, you're rolling with Poirier on that one or what?
Yeah, I got to. That's my boy. That's my dog. I mean, I don't care what bullshit insider information I'm getting. He's fucking ranked number 3. This dude Benoit, it's so disrespectful. I know he's coming off a head kick KO. I know it was brutal, which that is looking in Benoit's favor because I know we can touch on what we said last week. We were both really big stands on Volkanovski, and Ilya made us look stupid. But
I'm still taking him every time.
yeah,
I don't care. I don't care. I don't feel
I'm
any
dying
regret
on that
about
one.
that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, Dave, I'll die on this hill too, dude. I'm taking Poirier. Number 12, bro. And if Benoit wins, then all right, he's the real deal. But the fuck out of here, dude. The
Yeah, no,
diamond.
I
Diamond.
think Poirier plus 180 is literally the ultimate value. Just a guy who
Take
never
it.
faces
Take it.
competition. Yeah,
Take
just
it.
take it. Screw it. Take the American USA.
USA, baby. Fuck the French.
There you go.
Actually, I will say, you know what I love about the French? Anytime they're pissed off about something, dude, they get in the street. They get to fucking work. They protest hard. Like they get so pissed off. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm so
I will
glad it's
give
not
him
here.
that. But yeah, no, when he lost to Gaethje, that was July 29th. So, like, a little less than a year ago.
Dude, I
So,
sprained my ankle drunk as hell, and we lost power in the fucking because some dude hit a light pole. It was during the commander fishing trip, and we lost power, couldn't
and a
watch the
French guy
fight.
came out to
And I
protest it.
sprained my ankle, and then I'm sitting there like just like in pain. Somebody goes, "Hey yo, yeah, Dustin Poirier just got knocked out." It was like, "Fuck."
Hate to
Like,
see it.
God damn it.
Yeah, what a night. All right, now we're getting to the main card. Cheeto Vera versus Sean O'Malley. Let's hear your thoughts.
Dude. Here's some more insider information that I heard from but the problem is from
Who the hell
Aljamain.
do you know?
Well, no, the first don't worry about it. But the Aljamain Sterling said this on a podcast. He heard that Cheeto had a bad camp. Now I don't know if that's just
Perfect.
Aljo just said Aljo went on a podcast after he got knocked out by O'Malley and was like, "Come on, guys, did he really knock me out? He didn't even knock me out." It's like, yeah, he did. Like he got the better of you. He won. Sometimes it can be a little delusional. So I don't know if he's just saying that because I'm wondering if he's like he's gonna pull the move of like Sean beat me. He's like he wants to be beaten by the best guy. He doesn't want to see Sean immediately get beat in his first title defense. You know, that kind of makes the loss on him look a little worse. I don't think it does, but that's what he's gonna think on himself. And people are probably gonna say that. But he said that Cheeto apparently had a bad camp. That's what he heard, and he's not so sure about that. But I mean, dude, Cheetos actually had the crowd on his side. I've heard. I heard at the media day today they were chanting his name, not O'Malley's.
Dude, O'Malley just asked to be like hated. Like I don't hate O'Malley, but like when you like look at him,
I
like
thought people liked him. I mean, dude, whenever he was fighting Chris Matino, we went to the damn weigh-ins. They loved him there.
no, I'm not. But like the way he carries himself sometimes, I feel like he asks to be hated. But
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, again, like I don't I like O'Malley, like I do, but like when you could like sometimes look at someone and you're like, that dude's asking to be hated. Like the shit he was wearing at the steroids, like that like
looked
light
like a Mardi
green.
Gras outfit.
Yeah, it looked like between like a ghillie suit, a Mardi Gras outfit, and like some kind of shit you'll see on some kind of runway fashion show. Like I'm just like, what is this
He
thing?
was a Balenciaga model.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So and then like but it sells tickets and it sells pay per view
he knows
buys.
what he's
So like,
doing. I mean, he's putting on that like I mean, look at all the superstars that like really shine. They're all heels. Like
yeah,
all the guys, they're all those wrestling heels. He's trying to be a heel. And Cheeto kind of really isn't. He's not a heel. Like Cheeto will talk shit and he likes to be a little dirty sometimes, but like people love him.
yeah.
I
I'm a
like him a
Cheeto.
lot
Cheeto
too.
is like one of my favorite fighters. Like
Mhm.
he's top three for me.
I won money on him by KO against Dominic Cruz, and I could smell it coming. I was like, he's being a
Yeah,
little
he
timid
was.
during the fight. Dominic's clearly the more active fighter, but Dominic was just touching him up. Every time he landed a shot, Cheeto, and it wasn't enough, it would throw Dominic a little further back, and then he ducked off right like he kept doing, and Cheeto's foot just met into his face. And dude, remember his nose right whenever he like made contact, his nose broke.
Yeah, he broke his nose. Yeah, it was a pretty nice KO. So how do you see the fight going?
Well. I think O'Malley's gonna. I think O'Malley's gonna come out with a nice flurry at first. He's gonna throw a lot of teeps to the body, keep him at range, keep him at distance. Probably throw some spinning attacks just as he likes to, or he could come out a little timid, just because of how their last fight went. But I don't think so. I think O'Malley's got a newfound confidence level, especially since that fight. He beat Jan. He knocked out Sterling, knocked out the champion. He is the champion, undoubtedly. I think he's going to come in with a little more confidence. I think Cheeto's going to he's going to try and counter, like he normally does. He's going to kind of stay maybe not timid, but he's going to wait for his shots, and he's going to land a couple. But honestly, dude, I kind of like Cheeto for this fight. I've been O'Malley all week. I love Cheeto. I'm kind of more of a fan of him, but I was like, I think I have, but I don't know I think it was today at media day, just hearing like the people on his side, because I expected people to shit talk him. O'Malley's an American. They're fighting in Miami, and the crowd's chanting Cheeto.
Well, I mean, Cheeto's all business. He's not like a flair kind of guy. So like he's not like O'Malley where like you're gonna see all the crazy stuff.
Did you see on his vlog? He was on the UFC vlog, and they're interviewing him or something, and you can hear his kid yelling like "fuck, fuck, fuck." And dude, as soon as Cheeto hears him, he like just smiles and points up to the ceiling.
He's really funny.
He's so funny.
I've listened to like the podcast with him and Rogan, and dude, that shit cracking me up. He's really funny.
You know who his boys are?
Who?
Bisbing and Rockhold. He trains at that gym, which is crazy. Yeah. Rockhold was talking to the Schmo about Cheeto's game plan and how he's gonna beat O'Malley. They're all team Cheeto.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of Vera. Like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters. So I'm pulling for him. And then like, yeah, if anyone like wants to get the like, I mean, I'm talking like I know him, but if you want to like get to know him, like listen to the Rogan podcast. Like, you'll become a fan of him. He's also hilarious, but yeah, I like him. He's all business. He's a savage. So, but yeah, I think they'll go. I think the first round's gonna be really timid. I think they're both gonna feel each other out. Like you said with Cruz, like they didn't really strike with each other.
No, they weren't. He wasn't connecting as much. But I'll tell you, they got 25 minutes to scrap, so I don't think they're gonna come out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was a 3-round fight, I think it'd be completely different. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be timid first round, second round they'll start pouring it on. But yeah, if I don't think Cheeto can stand back and.
I had to plug in my computer. Sorry.
No, I don't think Cheeto like Vera could like stand back and then like let O'Malley piece him up, or he's going to be in like serious trouble.
I don't think he's going to let him piece him. I mean, he's a good counter striker, so I'm wondering. Dominic wasn't piecing him up, but O'Malley's
got a lot of length.
He's got length and he's got power. O'Malley's got a lot of power. And, I think he's got a good advantage in power over Cruz. And Cruz is good, but Cruz is like, he's a piece you up, kind of like touch you up guy. O'Malley's striking with precision and power. He knows where he's hitting, but then again, so does Cheeto. But Cheeto just he waits, and you throw the wrong punch, you're done.
Yeah.
It depends how well Cheeto reads him through the fight, which I guess you could say that for the other guy too. But
I can see a lot of calf kicks in this fight on both sides. I think the first round you're going to see a ton of calf kicks.
I've been hearing people say talk of Cheeto bringing it to the ground.
Well, is Cheeto black belt?
I don't think he's a black belt, but he has submissions.
He's good.
He's got a few submissions under his belt.
His elbows are nasty.
Dude, he's got I think, doesn't he have like a crazy leg reach?
Probably.
I think his legs are like crazy long.
Yeah, no, I mean this is like stylistically, this is a really intriguing fight. And then obviously he's never been finished, so yeah.
Yeah, I think I can almost see this fight going to. Do you think O'Malley finishes Cheeto Vera if he wins?
No.
So I'm thinking if that's the case, I'm going to say either O'Malley by decision or Cheeto by knockout.
O'Malley by decision, I could see. I could see like a 3-2.
That's probably like a heavy favorite or
I
decent
I
favorite.
could see a 3-2, or I could see like a 4-1 where like Cheeto just could never get going. But I feel like Cheeto's got that thing in him where if it's like kind of with the Cruz fight where you're like, okay, Cheeto, like pick it up, and then like boom, he hits it.
We
But
never
he's
know
got
too. This is Cheeto's first championship fight. He could come in different game plan. He could come in like, wanting to be a little more aggressive and wanting to put the hammer on a little more.
yeah.
Now
But
that could be a downfall or
but Cheeto's not the kind of guy where like he's starting off slow and then he just like never gets going. We're like
yeah.
I feel like he's the kind of guy. Okay, he started off slow for 2 rounds. Now he's like, all right, f this. Like, let's go. Let's get in his grill a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, he's that kind of
He's
guy.
not gonna
So,
stay stale the whole fight.
no,
That's
he's not gonna leave the cage thinking I could have done more. He's gonna be like, all right, well, if I'm down 2 rounds and like I'm going for it. So, especially like the way he talks about things and like everything. And I know he trains really really hard, and so I know he crazy cardio as well. Obviously, he's never been finished, so that's something in the back of his mind. Like I feel like when guys get knocked out, they do have something like subconsciously in their mind, like I've been finished before. Let's try not to do it again. But
he's been finished by that guy before. And now what he's gonna keep telling himself is that he got hurt in the fight and he didn't, blah blah. And that is a solid argument. But I'll tell you what keeps replaying in that mind is that after he got the drop foot or broke his ankle, did whatever, and he's laying on the ground, Cheeto came in with that first hammer fist, like not hammer, just like
yeah,
that, dude. That sound because that was
that's
in the
what.
Apex, dude. I'm like, yeah, dude, he got you. Like
Yeah,
that ref saved you.
yeah, no. That's what I was like. That's what I tell people. Like, oh, like he didn't really knock out O'Malley. It's like, okay, well, if Herb Jones, if Herb Dean was like just sitting there, like,
John Jones'
just
brother.
yeah, just if Herb Dean just like let him sit there for another 45 seconds, like, what's gonna happen? Like, he's gonna be unconscious. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's an intriguing fight. If I had to bet it, I'd go Cheeto. If I had to pick a winner, oh man.
O'Malley by decision is a smart one, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
I think O'Malley by decision's good, but
I haven't
I
bet on
want to pick
UFC.
Cheeto.
I haven't bet on UFC in a while. I might get a little cheeky on Saturday and bet
There's so much
Cheeto by
value.
knockout. Oh yeah, dude, I love betting on value and losing on it every
Yeah.
time.
I love losing money on value.
Yeah, dude, I
It's the
love it. But
best.
then, yeah, you think about that one time you won on big plus money, and you're like, I'm riding that motherfucker,
Well, like
chasing that dragon.
I see. I get the same. Okay, so like if from a betting perspective, I get the same vibes because when Chandler came into the UFC to fight Hooker, I was like, dude, you guys got to take Chandler. Like you have to do it because he was an underdog champion. He's a wrestler. Like Dan Hooker's not a wrestler. Fucking knocked him out in what the first or
I
second
remember,
round.
dude, Zach hated Michael Chandler.
Dude, I
Zach,
didn't like Chandler for a little bit, but now he's like one of my favorite fighters because he's one of the more exciting
he was
fighters
like,
of all
he was
time.
like, I hope Hooker kills him, whatever. And then whenever he beat Hooker, Zach was so mad. But Zach likes him now. Speaking of, we ought to get
If you
Zach.
hate Michael Chandler, like you hate, he's one of the more exciting fighters, so it makes
But
no
we ought to get
sense.
Zach on the next one.
All right,
Mr. Cook. He has a good
Mr.
input.
Cook. But yeah, no, but that like the Venom page. What I was saying is like the Venom page, Michael Venom page is like give me the same vibes, like a champion coming in here, fighting a guy who's good, but not like I wouldn't say. I mean, all these guys are elite. Obviously, you're in the UFC, like you're an elite fighter in the world. But like from UFC standards, is Kevin Holland elite? He's on the boy. He's on the edge. He's kind of like that Hooker at the time, like beat a bunch of
Yeah.
good guys, but
He's
like
an
I would say he's
unorthodox
elite.
guy, and he's also been one of those dudes. Like whenever I'm talking about elite, they have to have that elite. This is gonna sound corny, but they gotta have that elite.
Elite's like
They,
top 10.
they have
Like
no, but they have to have that elite mindset. They have to be chasing a belt. They have to be chasing greatness. They have to be striving for something like that. They have to be wanting to be the best. Holland has come out and said he said the same shit that Lewis said. Like he don't want to be
yeah,
the best. He really don't care. He just wants money, which I respect. You like to fight. You like to get paid. Fucking do it. I love watching him. I'll never stop. And if he gets a belt in the process, good for him. But I mean, what he's gonna beat Leon Edwards?
who?
Kevin Holland. I'm just giving an example.
I see what you're saying. No chance.
Yeah, no, like he's not gonna go fight Leon right now. He's got a lot of work to do, before he gets there. I
Yeah,
mean, he's in the rankings, so like that's something, and he's gonna get good money.
but
But
yeah, no, that's like the same vibes I'm getting from the MVP fight. So like champion coming in fighting a guy just on the outside. Um, yeah, so that's probably my favorite bet. And then what's your favorite bet? Is it Poirier plus 180?
Mine, right, dude. I'm feeling cheeky. I like Cheeto by KO. I might do something
Cheetah
crazy.
by KO?
Cheeto by KO in the second round. How about that?
Second
In the
round?
second, no, fuck it. We'll do third. But if it ends up
Third.
being the second, then I'll rescind my statement and I'll say I predicted it. Which, speaking of, I kind of predicted UFC 300 last week.
Like 14 predictions later, yeah, I got nailed it.
Only because I said I was like, wait, isn't Hill healthy or is he healthy? You're like, I don't know. But then I took it back because I was like, no, that wouldn't blow my dick off.
No,
It
I mean
didn't.
we talked about it. We got there. We kind of sorted it out. We kind of got there, but
Yeah,
we knew Pereira was gonna be the guy. Like he was
mm-hmm.
it was so obvious.
It was
But
just
then
who's
like
gonna fight.
yeah, and then obviously Hill. But yeah, I'm gonna put a lot of money in Pereira on that fight. I do
Oh
not
yeah,
see
dude,
Hill winning that fight. Come on.
Chama, bro.
Yeah.
I'm putting everything on
And
him.
then Pereira's training with Seagal. You saw that?
That doesn't make me think good things.
That can't be positive.
No, dude.
He's like, if you throw the punch this way, much more effective. I'm
He
like,
was,
his
dude. He
punches are
kept
pretty
doing the
effective.
rigid. I felt so bad for the dude. He was just being an example on because honestly, that's big fat 70-year-old man. I'm sure that young, guy who just trains with Alex Pieta could handle Stevenson, and he's just sitting there, ridge handing him in the neck or whatever. He's like, yeah, like that, like that, like that. And it's like, dude, quit it. Like
Pereira's acting like he doesn't understand. Like,
yeah, dude, Pieta. I wonder if Pieta was just trolling. I feel like he was. Like the way he kind of like he did. I don't. They had like a conjoined post. Like I can't remember if it was like it was who's his trainer. The dude, his trainer.
I don't know his trainer.
Trainer translator put something on his Instagram, and I don't know if he posted it like with Steven Seagal or something. But like I don't know. It seemed like he was almost trolling, but I don't get it. I think it's I think it's a Brazil because freaking Anderson Silva like trained with him, and if you know, he taught Anderson Silva the front kick that he knocked Vitor Belfort out with.
Really?
No, that's what Steven Seagal says, but yeah, I don't fucking believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
Dude, that's funny. Yeah, if I was like Steven Seagal, I'd be saying like shit like that all the time. Like, oh yeah, I taught him
Just
that.
said shit. He said he fought in like a he fought in one of those tournaments that like what's that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where it's like death it's a tournament, it's a fight to the death tournament. He said he fought in one of those and obviously he won. Shut up, dude. Have you seen him run? He runs like a fairy, bro.
Dude,
It's not
I love it so much.
he runs like a fairy with a broken wing. It's not good.
Yeah, no, you get to a point like a celebrity or like
I'll
legend status, you can say whatever you want. It's so funny.
I'll tell you this. He's an Aikido master. That is not a joke. He is very good at Aikido. Now, what is Aikido? You probably
No one knows.
So, no, I know. I've Googled.
No, I know what it is, but I'm just saying.
But here's the funny thing.
How many Aikido guys do you see in the UFC? The answer is
none.
0.
It's judo, but more specific. Like judo, you can kind of use anywhere, but like Aikido, you have to use it in this instance. It was originally made if you're in battle and you lose your sword, and a guy's running at you with his sword, you can flip him. You can just use the momentum, flip him over. That's like one of the apparently the ideas that come up. Now I don't know about you. Now guys, how often do you find yourself in the heat of battle and you lost your sword?
Every day.
Gee, if only I knew Aikido.
Aikido does a lot of pressure points too. I know that.
Yeah, they do weird shit. I mean, it's just and their outfits are stupid. I don't like them.
You're saying Steven Seagal doesn't have drip?
Honestly, he does have drip. Whenever he's doing, because dude, he likes to do yellow face and black face sometimes, and he'll do Russian face whenever he's around Putin because he's real good friends with him. He's such a fake person.
Dude, he's such a legend. Don't talk to him.
He is,
but
he's
about him like that.
People in Louisiana love him.
Yeah, because wasn't he a cop here?
Yeah, he trained the state police, and they thought he was. they think he's like a legit badass, and
Dude, he is.
There's a Gene LaBelle who's like an old. He was like he was as old as Bruce Lee, he was like a judo guy, and I think maybe early jujitsu or something like that. He was a martial artist, but he was a big dude. And one time he like picked up Bruce Lee over his head. Bruce Lee got real mad. He's like, "Don't pick me up," because Bruce Lee's a smaller guy. He's like, "Oh, gee, I'm sorry." But apparently, legend has it, Steven Seagal was saying he couldn't be choked out. He can never be choked out. He couldn't be choked unconscious. And Gene LaBelle's like, "I think I could choke you out." He's just like, "All right, go ahead and do it." And he starts choking him out. And he put him to sleep. And apparently, and Gene LaBelle is like he doesn't talk dirty. He goes, "Yeah." And the fella just messed his britches right there. He went number 2 all in his pants. He shit himself. He apparently choked Steven Seagal until he shit himself. Now, of course, he denies that. But
where are you hearing these stories? Who's your sources on this one?
Joe Rogan actually is my source. Joe Rogan told me. He also told me to get ivermectin, and that freshly fallen snow heals COVID. Shout out Tim Dillon. He said that.
freshly fallen snow.
He's like, he said that, I think, on Logan Paul's podcast. He was like, "Yeah, Joe Rogan also told." He's like, "Joe Rogan said that you're like a true gem. What do you say about that?" He's like, "He also told me that the cure of COVID was freshly fallen snow. So I'm gonna die on his advice."
Oh shit! All right. Well, anything else you want to touch on with UFC?
Bro, Chito Vera by KO in round 2. Put the house on it. Bet your child's college fund. Bet your child.
That is a really smart move.
I think so.
I can't disagree with that whatsoever.
I'm sorry.
And then throw in Robulus Despagne. I can't even say.
Oh yeah, dude. If you really
want it in there for shits and gigs,
take out a mortgage. Put it on that. Double your money. You'll be maybe
go
not
to the
double.
bank. Go to the bank. Bring your child. Mortgage them off. Get a
what you can barter for the boy. We'll
barter for the boy. He's staying. So, but yeah, no, it's a great card. I kind of rivals 300. I don't know if it's better than 300, but it's neck and neck.
It does rival 300. I think the main card is very stacked. But hey, Dana White has been cooking. I'll give him that. I know people weren't that happy about the Hill Pieta one, but I wanted to see that fight anyway.
Dude, I love that fight. I don't know why people are freaking out. Everyone's expecting Conor McGregor versus Jesus Christ. So I don't understand.
It's Islam versus Christianity is what's going to happen. The third or whatever, however many crusades there were, it's going to be the new one.
Yeah, Joe Biden versus the Pope. So yeah. So I don't know what people are expecting, but aren't they still adding fights to UFC 300?
Dude, they are. They're cutting it. I mean, I think so. I think
I know, but Dana was like, "We're adding one more." I'm like, well, "Who the hell's in the wings?" So
it's gonna be Trump versus Biden. Actually, we're gonna settle it in the octagon. Remember, actually, their first campaign, they were talking about fighting each other.
Were they really?
Yeah, dude. Biden was like, "I'd take him out back and I'd scrap him up at the playground." And fucking Trump was like, "Oh, could you imagine what I do to Biden? I'd take him." And it's like, what fever dream, man?
You can get Trump on any subject, and it's instant comedy.
All right, wait. Here's a good one. Before we go, what are the odds Trump is there
at the UFC?
I think 100%. Yeah.
Where is it at?
Miami.
Is it Miami?
The real question is, who's Trump going to be with? Will it be Kid Rock and Ted Cruz, or Netanyahu and God knows who else? He's always coming with Mario Lopez was with him last time.
Yeah, I thought Tucker Carlson and Kid Rock was that the last one?
Yeah, but Mario Lopez was also there. I was like, what the fuck is Mario Lopez doing?
Yeah, he'll probably be there. I mean, how far away is Mar-a-Lago from there? I mean, well, he's got a private plane, so he's probably within an hour.
Yeah, he's on that Taylor Swift life, bro. Carbon footprint like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he'll probably be there. Why not? I mean, he's revered at those things, so why not?
Oh, dude, I want to see him do a bit where he gets in the octagon and calls somebody out or something like he did in WWE.
Joe.
Oh, wait, remember how he shaved Vince McMahon's head? He goes in and oils Dana White up for UFC 300. That's the extra fight. He gets Trump oiling up Dana White, and then Dana White's just gonna rub around, he's gonna slide around the octagon. Trump's gonna push him. He's just gonna keep going. He's
gonna be like Frank Reynolds coming out of that thing.
He just wants to be pure, Charlie.
Just want to be pure, Charlie. Exactly. So, all right, we'll end on that note. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys could like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. And yeah, go place a big bet on someone. We highly advise
Yeah.
it. So
Shout out
good
my
advice.
grandma.
Yeah, all right.